Hey everyone, it's Julie Kruger from Kruger Immigration Law. I hope you're having a great day. We've been hearing a bunch of immigration news updates, so I thought I would share a few of them with you all and along with some of my thoughts about them. So we've heard three main things in immigration recently. One, big new immigration bill introduced in Congress. Two, new enforcement priorities memo, and three, the H1B registration process. So those are the three things I'm going to talk about today. So first, big new immigration bill introduced in Congress. This is the Biden administration's big plan for what they're going to do on immigration. It includes some really big things like an 8-year path to citizenship for undocumented people who are in the United States right now. It includes a lot of provisions for farm workers and farm workers' ability to regularize their status in the United States and get a long-term status. It also includes other sorts of programs like different processing of refugees and different enforcement priorities at the border and funding for those security measures. So some really big ideas in this bill. The thing to know that's most important about this bill right now is that it is not a reality. When they introduce a bill into Congress, it will take months of negotiation and then of course voting, and something has to actually pass through Congress, both houses, and then be signed by President Biden into law. And then once it is signed into law, regulations have to be issued, forms need to be created. So basically, nothing has happened yet. A big new bill has been introduced in Congress with some big ideas, but in practical matters, there is nothing new available as a result of that bill yet. So it will be many, many months before something would actually be available. If this is something that you are hoping for, it's not a reality yet. Many months. We'll keep you updated as we learn more information. If something actually passes, if there is a new form of relief actually available for people, we'll let you know. So that's number one, the new Biden immigration bill. Number two, new enforcement priorities memo. So this is a memo. Several years ago, there was President Obama had a memo on what is immigration and customs enforcement priority. Who should, when they encounter someone who doesn't have status in the United States, who is the priority to actually take into custody, put into a deportation proceeding, and remove from the United States? And the reason that they do this priority memo is because, of course, we have limited resources. There are many, many more people in the United States who are deportable than we might actually have the money and resources to deport. And there are many reasons why there are people in the United States who we don't actually want to deport. So this memo sets out, President Obama's original memo set out who is an enforcement priority, who, if encountered, should we actually really take strong action, quick action to place into a deportation and remove from the United States. So President Obama had his version. President Trump dramatically changed that. President Obama's version was focused heavily on terrorists, criminals, and then people with immigration violations, more serious immigration violations. President Trump dramatically changed that priority and expanded it to anyone. Anyone who was encountered by immigration and customs enforcement became a priority, regardless of their length of time in the U.S., their U.S. citizen family ties, whether they were a spouse or children, whether they had created a business and were actually generating economic activity in the United States. Didn't care. Everybody was deportable. Everybody was a priority. So President Biden has issued a new memo talking about who should be a priority. And frankly, it's pretty basic. It says that terrorists should be a priority and that high-level gang members should be a priority. This is pretty basic. I mean, 20 years past 9/11, the idea that we would have to say in a memo that removing terrorists from the United States is a priority is ridiculous. Everyone knows that. 40 years into the war on drugs, gang members, yep, we all know that those are a priority. So this memo really does very little in terms of who are the top priorities from removing people from the United States. But the big thing that it does do is remove those people who have no major issues like criminal convictions or immigration violations, all those people who are just here illegally and have no other problems and have longstanding ties to the U.S., have spouses and children, they're not on that top priority list. So that's a step forward. So I think that there will be more to come in that enforcement priority memo. This is pretty basic, doesn't really go very far, doesn't really say very much. I think this is a first step and that there will be more to say on this issue. And again, we'll keep you updated as we hear things. So that's number 2, a new enforcement priorities memo for immigration and customs enforcement. And the last thing that is news in immigration right now is the H1B registration process. H1B is a non-immigrant work visa. This is for people who are highly skilled workers, have degrees, either bachelor's degrees or advanced degrees, and are coming into the United States to work in a specialty occupation. This is something that many students who come to the United States and get a degree here are hoping to get. So that process is beginning on March 9th. Your company, the employer, needs to register with USCIS, and then the companies that register starting March 9th, ending March 25th, so really limited time period. Those employees who register, USCIS will select a certain number of them, those companies, those job offers, and then those people who are selected can actually file their petition. So this is a really time-sensitive issue right now. If you are an employer and you are hoping to sponsor an employee for an H1B visa, if you are a recent college grad or an employee and you're hoping to get an H1B visa this year for this lottery, this is a critical time-sensitive issue. You need to get on top of this right away. The registration period opens March 9th. It ends March 25th. And if you are not registered during that time, you are out of luck for this year in the H1B process. So that's number 3, H1B registration process opening really, really soon. Get on top of that issue right now. So those are our 3 main immigration updates: new Biden immigration bill, number 2, ICE enforcement priorities memo, and the H1B registration process. If you like this kind of update, you want regular immigration news, please follow our page so that we can give you that information as we learn it. Thanks so much. Have a great day.